Hello. It'd be help if I had my right glasses on today. Let me grab them real quick. Again, second week running. Same week. How's it going, people? We're back with a Thursday stream in this baking hot weather where it's absolutely miserable to be inside. It is really hot. If you hear my fan, I'm very sorry, but it is it's baking here in London. Well, we're not even in London, we're on the outskirts of London. But still, the UK is very hot. How is everyone doing today? Nope, the glasses don't actually help. Isn't that wonderful? I can almost see clearer without my glasses than I can with my glasses because of all the heat. This is amazing. This is not how it's supposed to be. Well, this is going to be a very interesting stream today, considering I am 50% blind because of the heat. I'm blind at the best of times, but this is going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. So how's everyone doing? Metal oxide is boiling. I set off at 8 a.m. to get those damn drinks. I just got home 8 p.m. A massive shout out to Chille, man. He actually sorted me out, hooked me up with that the drinks. Well, I'm not sure how much boba one person can actually drink in one day, but my dude came in clutch, sorted me out, got me that Final Fantasy 14 melt. Dude is a legend. I really appreciate it. I've claimed it. It worked. I appreciate it, my dude. Devin Brooking. Imagine if someone made you put an eye patch on. Yeah, I know, that would be really bad right about now, because if you guys want me to read, it's going to be really fucking awkward. But thank you for that 1 month membership, my dude. Yeah, it'd be really awkward if someone did that right now. I'm struggling to see at the best of times right now. And well, let's just say that could cause some technical issues. Way more than it did when I was playing Still Wakes the Deep and I had to remove my glasses. I went around again. Pre-boba. John, it seems Sony has done a boo-boo and the PlayStation fans are trying to kind of, how can I say, defend the absolutely horrific cock-up that Sony has done. And it's unbelievable that no one is talking about this. And we're going to get to that story in a bit because it's horrific. Seriously. What they've actually done is diabolical. Yeah, and listen to what Sappho is saying. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe too. Wait. By the way, I am waiting for a delivery to arrive, so I may disappear for like a minute once it arrives. They should have been here like now, and they're not here. So my guess is they're not going to be here, which is a little unfortunate because I might not be able to work tomorrow. But hey, what can I say? It's not my fault. By the way, who's heard Eminem's new album? I actually quite like it. I think it's actually quite cool. The Abracadabra song is actually pretty nice. It was worth the redeem. Hey, Bullet, I gave you a shout out, same as Snowy in my video for that information that you gave me yesterday. So, thumbs up. I tried to buy it on Chambara, but it's not available in my country. No, I actually bought it. I bought on Chambara. I bought Lost Planet Part 1 because apparently I didn't have it. I have Part 2 and 3, but I didn't have Part 1. That Xbox game, I forgot the name of it. Breakdown, I think it's called. Boulder Down, Breakdown. I've already got physical of that somewhere in one of the boxes, so I didn't bother with that one myself. But I did buy Ikaruga because I didn't have that one. I did have Radiant Silvergun, but I didn't have Ikaruga, so I picked that up as well. Really good games, so definitely worth checking out if you enjoy them. But yeah, super discounts. Oh, the ponies, they moved that goalpost real quick, real fast. It's crazy just how much they moved it. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Like yesterday, I had someone come up to me, right, on social media, on Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, and they're like, "Oh, but Xbox actually made the tier worse. They took away the 10.99." And I said, "Yeah, and well, now those people that would have got it at 10.99 have to pay double." And I'm like, "Yeah, and well, they're not increase. There's no value increase, so why are they doing that?" And I'm like, "My dude, seriously, they had 7 years to sign up to Game Pass console, and they didn't do it. And now that it's gone, it's a problem." If they didn't sign up for it for 7 years, newsflash, they're never going to sign up to it. But you know what? It gets worse because they said Sony wouldn't do anything like that. Now, I'm about to tell you guys a secret that I've never told anyone else, right? At least I don't think I've told you guys. So don't judge me when I tell you. And I'm serious, chat. Don't judge me because I subscribed to PS Now. I was one of those people, the 5 people that subscribed to PS Now. I say that with great shame, but I did sign up to it when it was a standalone service. John, I will not do that. But what I will do, as Devin will tell you, is wear a wig with a pirate's bandana and an eye patch at a time where I'm already 70% blind. So that could be interesting to see how that works out. 5 gifted subs and I turn into a pirate speaking, yapping person for about 20 to 25 minutes. All for your viewing pleasure. But as I was saying, I was one of those 5 people that bought PS Now. Now, can someone tell me where the value is for me when I used to pay for PS Plus and PS Now, which roughly came to about £70, give or take? But now, if I want PS Now, I have to pay £120. So I have to pay almost double, not from 10 to 20, but from 70 to 120 just so I can get PS Now. And yet that's deemed okay. And of course, when I presented that fact to them, they stopped replying. And I'm like, where'd you go? Come back. I was enjoying this. Where'd you go? Of course, as soon as you present them with the facts, that Sony did exactly the same thing. In fact, what they did was by far worse by locking a service behind a £120 paywall. That's when things got a little more interesting. What's this stream is with I'm watching today and eye problems? Well, number one, for me personally, I'm diabetic, so my eyes deteriorate real quick anyway. And these glasses already lost their prescription. I need to change my glasses every 6 months. But the heat that is here in the UK at the moment basically makes my eyes like a hell of a lot worse. It makes it more difficult to focus and see stuff I could normally see. So the heat combined with everything else is actually making it a million times worse at the moment. Normally it wouldn't be this bad, but the heat really affects my vision. That's my excuse. I think the media who are focusing on all of this news and concluding Xbox wants to stop making consoles are missing the point entirely. Xbox wants it all is the best TLDR so far. That's what my thumbnail said. They don't. It's not about the console for Microsoft anymore. And you know, we might as well break into the first story because it's we're segueing into that right now. Howdy Sin. We might as well segue into this right now because this is the big story, right? There's a lot to this. As my buddy Doc Dark would say, there's levels to this, right? Because people are looking at this as just a standalone thing, as a way, oh my God, xCloud is trash, and they're having to rely on a third-party cloud service to be integrated into their software, but they're not seeing the bigger picture. This is just the the foot. They're just stepping in to the whole master plan of what Microsoft wants to do. At least that's what I'm seeing here, right? What they're doing here with this integration at the moment with Geforce Now is just looking and seeing how the market's going to react. They're kind of trying to get the Xbox customer comfortable with using Geforce Now to play PC games. And that's the key here. because you're going to get comfortable playing PC games over the cloud on your Xbox. But what's going to happen after that with the next generation console that's coming, as this becomes the norm, Steam and Epic will see a nice little bump in revenue from people that are on Xbox now buying Steam and games or Epic games to enter into that foray. And then with the Series X2, I'm going to call it just for the sake being, when they release that hybrid console that will natively run PC games, that's it. That's when you have the Xbox PC. That is the Infinity Gauntlet. That is the end game. This is so much bigger than GeForce Now only. This is just the first step. GeForce Now allows Xbox gamers now to run PC games, PC versions of Game Pass games at full speed. It is, but they've never integrated it. They've now integrated it into the Microsoft Store. But it's not enough. This is just the first step. So I've been using, I mean, you lot have seen me using it before, right? GeForce Now, you know, with Xbox. Let me see if I can bring it up one sec. Is it here? Yeah. Let me do this. Chat. Let me do this. Wait, can I do it? Can I? Can I do this? No, you can't. How can I do this? How can I do this? Alright, one second, let me stop that. Share screen. Abracadabra, where are you? Bingo. So, this is GeForce Now. And if I go into PC Game Pass, so that you got No Man's Sky, I can play for it on my Xbox, right? So if I click on that, now that I've clicked on Xbox, because I've got Game Pass Ultimate, I can just jump into this game and play it. But this is integration via GeForce Now. The integration that we're talking about right now is, of course, okay, gonna have to stop that again and go shift screen and then back here and then go to the tab. Is that it? No, it's not. No, it's not. This one. The integration here is now from the Microsoft website, the xbox.com site. So if we're looking here, this is the xbox.com site, which I don't think goes far enough, by the way. I'm going to show you what I mean exactly. But when I click on this, now if I click on GeForce Now, it's going to open up a new window to GeForce Now, asking me to log in so I can play it. So it's a gateway integration into it. But this doesn't go far enough. This is just the first step. And it's a big step between NVIDIA and GeForce Now with Xbox and Microsoft. This is a huge step because there's bigger things brewing. And with that happening, what they need to do now is integrate it. The next step is going to be integrating it into Game Pass PC app and natively on Xbox. That is the next step. Right now, you can only do it through the browser. And that's where they're at right now with logistics and legalities and whatnot. The next step forward is a native app on the Xbox console, because they can do that for Xbox Series X right now and the Series S, and it can work. But after that, what they want to do is push forward and kind of integrate it into Game Pass PC, the actual app, Obviously, you're still going to need to install GeForce Now, but what will happen is when you play a game, when you go to start a game up on, what is it? Game Pass PC, it'll give you the option with cloud or GeForce Now. And when you boot up through GeForce Now, it will just boot up the GeForce Now version. But that's the first step, right? Because at that point, a big majority of Steam games and Epic Game Store games will now be available to Xbox customers natively via an app. And the app is the best way to play the games. The browser's good, but the app is a much better way. They are preparing to care about them as long as there is a market, but they know that the market will continue to shrink as younger people say, why can't I just use my phone beam to the TV? And that is correct. I'm not sure if any of you have seen Doc Dark's latest video with the Lenovo Go and how they were using it, playing Xbox games with the tablet, with the handheld PC hooked up to the TV or the monitor. That's the future. That's where it's going. But they want everything under one roof. And now getting GeForce Now integration on the actual Xbox side, not the GeForce side, but the Xbox side. And then the next step evolution from that is getting a native app. Once that happens, more people will be accustomed to spending money in the Steam store and the Epic store for games that they don't have. There's a bunch of free PC games that are given away all the time via Epic Games, and you can just go and claim those. And as long as they're on the GeForce store, you can play them. And you can play the best versions of them with the 4080 subscription service. So this is huge. Like, this is really, really big. It also means that those games that are skipping Xbox, it doesn't matter anymore because you can play them. But right now, the first step is getting this integration done. The next step, which I can see them doing, is getting native PC games running on the next generation Xbox. That's where it's going. This is huge. People underestimate this, and I'm seeing a lot of ponies out there turning around and laughing at this. But this will basically this is basically going to give Xbox the Infinity Gauntlet. They're going to have everything under one roof. They are going to be the console to beat. What issues are you having with GeForce Now? I do know that they're getting hammered right now. Absolutely hammered. Hey, Terry. We're just talking about GeForce Now finally making integration on the Xbox side. They still are making consoles. It's not a PC per se. It's going to be a hybrid one that will run your Xbox collection in tow. The idea is you keep everything that your legacy stuff can run, but also allow you to run native PC games as well. You get the best of both worlds. You have the whole oyster rather than a half oyster. That's the plan. At the moment, you need to use the Edge browser to use it, which is why I said over here, this is cool. However, why does the Xbox app for PC not have this integration? Because it absolutely needs it. And number two, can we expect our Xbox consoles to get a native app also? You know, the user journey through Xbox.com is very cumbersome, considering most people will be looking at the store via the Windows Store or the Game Pass app on PC. Hopefully, this gets updated soon. But this is a phenomenal, first step for Xbox and Nvidia. And I'm sure there's legalities there, which is why they're not, jumping straight into it feet first. But, this is going to be a really, really big thing. And if it works out the way I think it's going to work, and if it works out the way I'm assuming Microsoft is hoping it's going to work, it's going to end all their problems in one swoop. They'll have their Xbox games that are coming out for the console and designed for the console, but they'll also allow you to play native PC games on your console as well. Your console is obviously going to be at the same power, it's not going to be any different, but should you want to play and your internet allow you to play streaming gaming, which, you know, Geforce now is very, very good, you can get the best of both worlds. You can play that 4080 graphics card equivalent of those Xbox games and be winning. I think this is a good thing. It's about what's convenient for you to play on. I have a PC, but I've been using my Series X more recently with some cloud on ROG Ally. Yeah. But if they're, you know, right now there's no perks to reduce the cost of GeForce Now. I suspect that's going to come. So GeForce Now, I think, is for the highest tier is like £20 a month, but I can see that being knocked down to like £15 or £14 a month, maybe less, with Microsoft partnering up and giving it as, you know, Xbox Ultimate perks. There's lots of things that they can do with this and provide just even better gaming services and options for you as a gamer. There's multiple games out there that are PC only, and this will allow you to play those PC only. There's multiple games like, you know, Monster Hunter Stories that skip Xbox. You can play those games now without a problem, and none's the wiser, right? There's no problem. I mean, you've just got this game announced, Neverness to Everness. If you've seen my other channel, me and my son have been kind of pushing this quite a bit because this game looks absolutely phenomenal. But it's been announced for the PS5. There's no sign of an Xbox release at all, but it is coming to PC, and GeForce Now potentially will get. You know, they should get it because the same company already put their previous game on there. So if that's the case, then you'll be able to play it no problem. That restriction that is there right now where you can't play certain games will be gone overnight. I don't see how that is a bad thing. So that hold that the developers have, that they think they have over Microsoft because of their positioning within the market, that disappears overnight. Additionally, Microsoft is making it so every game that you buy, digitally on your Xbox, you can play on the cloud because you'll own it. Like even like a game that's not available on the cloud right now, if you buy it, it will instantly enable cloud access. That's what they're planning to do by the end of the year. And if they can integrate that over to GeForce Now as well, so it actually picks that up, well, that's going to be huge, right? How can that not be big? You know what? This is a really interesting topic. So if anyone wants to chime in, feel free to jump in and give me your view. I'm interested. But this to me is very, very big. Very big. I'm really excited about where this is going. Yeah, but PlayStation gets Last of Us remake for the billionth time. I can't tell if that's parody or not. It's too hot today for me to be able to see that. It's too hot. That is indeed what Sony does. That is it. Apparently, it sold phenomenally well, though, right? It sold phenomenally well. But yeah, if anyone has any thoughts on this or concerns or anything that you want to add, feel free to use that link I just posted. Jump onto the show, boys, girls, and let's get chatting. Let's get this show rolling because like I said, I'm super excited for GeForce Now. I've been talking with a colleague of mine at work, and we've like been following this progress for Geforce Now a lot. And my friend now exclusively plays all of his games on Geforce Now for PC. He got rid of his gaming rig because everything he wants to play is on Geforce Now. So he just buys the games that he wants. So he owns them on Steam. And he just uses Geforce Now to get a 4080 experience. And when NVIDIA release the 5080 graphics cards, you get a free upgrade to the 5080 hardware. It's just too good. Xbox is cooking. But the problem is, people aren't seeing how they're cooking. Everyone on the outside is looking and laughing. But by the end of it, Xbox is going to be the one that's laughing because they're going to have everything. They're going to have Xbox games. They're going to have PC games. They're going to have PlayStation games. Hell, if Nintendo ever decided they want to release their games on PC, they're going to have Nintendo games. And there is absolutely jack that they can do to stop Xbox gamers from playing it when natively Steam becomes available. You will have the one box that fits them all in a console form. Because don't forget, even if they give you a hybrid Xbox console that has, Windows that allows you to have native game installs, and Xbox as the current Xbox that we know it, so you can play the games that you already own and stuff like that. The best you're going to get is something like Big Brother mode on Steam, which is basically a GUI that allows you to go to the store and buy your Steam games and play them. They're not going to give you access to the Windows side. At the end of the day, it's still a console. And they would want to maintain that console experience. So you as a consumer will still be having a console, but your console will just play everything and then some. And that then some will play even better than the competition because it's going to be able to support the cloud as well. It's truly phenomenal what they can actually do with this now, as that plan that I'm seeing progresses slowly but surely. It's parody. No worries, dude. I mean, look at it this way, right? Just hear me out. Silent Hill 2. Someone in chat tell me, what platform is that releasing day one? What platform is Silent Hill 2 releasing day one? Silent Hill 2 remake is coming, yes, this year. But what is Silent Hill 2 remake releasing on? PC and PS5. Right? They both said it. But you're wrong. Because the moment it hits PC, it's going to hit GeForce Now, which means it's available on your Xbox. So that money that Sony paid for that exclusivity goes out the window because it's available on GeForce Now and you can play it on your Xbox. Boom. See how this works? Do you see how this works? They become the one and all instantly. It doesn't matter anymore. They get everything. Hey, Mysterious, happy to hear you're feeling better, my dude. Happy to see you're feeling better. Welcome back to the living. The moment there is a native app, though, the console can get blacklisted from the third-party companies. Yeah, it can. But there's always a workaround. You know that as well as I do. Prime example. Genshin Impact didn't work for Geforce Now on my Steam Deck. But there's a workaround to have your browser, through the developer tools, register as an older version, a much older version. And by just changing the string of the version that your browser is running, ta-da! Brings up Genshin Impact and you can play. Done. There are many ways you can get around it if you really want to. There you go. You got it in one. GeForce Now, I'd say register on the your PC or your tablet, because there's going to be a two-way communication that you need to do. Once you've set it up on your PC, go to your console, try to log in. When you try to log in, it's going to request a code and it's going to tell you to go to a URL. And you go to that URL on your desktop and it will give you a specific number that's unique to you. You put that number on your Xbox and it links the two accounts together. I've got a video that actually goes through a lot of this stuff, so feel free to check that out, but that's the gist of it. But essentially, it will be one console to rule them all. And this is exciting to me. This is exciting. Because for me now, play anywhere is like the way, it's like, I'm so used to it now. When I get restricted by a game, I don't like it. Like I went to buy No Man's Sky today. It's available on Xbox, right? And the Xbox allows you to play the on Game Pass and PC and the console. But I found out today that Xbox gets the updates like a week later than everyone else. I'm guessing that's a Sony thing to prevent people from going to Xbox to play it, which is a really nasty thing to do. But if they had like universal cloud saves, which I would expect a game like that to have cross save ability, it wouldn't be a problem. But they don't have that support. So they lost the sale from me because they don't want me to play anywhere. And I am so used to play anywhere right now. God of War Ragnarok remake. Yeah, I hope the remake doesn't arrive before I finish it. The game was boring as hell, but I still want to finish it. Concord has its diehard fans, but I'm not even sure they're actually diehard fans because it's weird that the way they're defending that game really hard. Like they are really defending that game. Like they are defending Concord. Like I don't know, man. It's like the last bastion of humanity. They need to defend it, or if Concord falls, humanity falls with it. That's the type of defending I'm seeing here. It is all out warfare. Imagine if PlayStation tried removing their games from GeForce Now. I mean, they've already done that, Metal Oxide. They've done that. And people were not happy because they paid money for it. They paid money for those games, and Sony said nope. It's really weird. But Sony doesn't like money. Sony doesn't like money at all. I saw someone say something about Waydroid. Did you get Genshin Impact working on Waydroid? I got Honkai Star Rail working, and that ran between 45 to 60. I didn't get round to installing Genshin Impact. I tried Wuwa, Withering Waves. That one works perfectly fine, runs at, again, 45 to 60 FPS, but Android doesn't have any controller support. I believe Apple restricted the developers from really giving Android a controller support, like they did with other games. But I've got if Honkai Star Rail works, Genshin Impact will work too. That makes no sense. Sounds like blocking it hurts NVIDIA service unless they agree to something stupid like that. It's not down to NVIDIA. See, what NVIDIA is providing is a data center, right? And then they turn around to Steam and say, hey, we've integrated this into our system. You just need to enable it from Steam for it to work here. And that's it. That's why NVIDIA takes such a small cut. Well, they used to anyway when it first came out. Now it's a lot more expensive. But when Geforce Now first came out, it was $5. That's what it started at, £5. And so ultimately they made it super easy now. Valve worked with NVIDIA to make it as easy as possible for publishers to get their games Geforce Now enabled. It is literally, from what I've been told, one checkbox. You tick it and it enables Geforce Now. You untick it and it disappears from Geforce Now. It's really that simple. Oh. Waydroid wasn't me lot. Give me Killzone remake, Resistance remake, Infamous remake. The Chille, those being remade actually makes sense because it's been so long since those games have been here. But games that have been here for like 2 weeks and then you decide to remake them, that doesn't make any sense. That's just, you what, mate? Kind of territory. I tried it on medium and low, and it didn't really make a difference in terms of performance. But it's playable, and that's the important thing. You could maybe try and map it out, but it's not going through the Steam software. Waydroid uses Google Pixel 5. It pretty much installs Google Pixel 5 onto your Steam Deck. And that's what controls everything. It kind of gets away from the Steam OS. Now, Valve is actually working to integrate it into the Steam Deck themselves. But as with everything, Valve, that will probably take another 5 years before they get around to doing it. They are super slow at implementing anything. DMX, they are making huge moves. They're subtle, but they're going to be with a huge payoff. I do feel like I know they remade The Last of Us and Last of Us 2, but it's all. I mean, they made it for money. Isn't The Last of Us 2 already available? But they're not releasing it yet until the TV show appears? I mean, yeah, Jim Ryan pretty much said as much. Rumors of a Concord remake in December. What about the rumors of Helldivers 2 coming by the end of the year? You know, I get Boom and Co didn't want to say anything because they were sworn to secrecy, but Buddy, I think they said too much. They pretty much told the whole world what game it is they heard was coming to Game Pass by the end of the month without actually saying the name, which kind of defeats the purpose, if you ask me. But that's a whole different topic. Has ended. They actually got rid of 3 of us today for no good reason, no longer needed. I'm sorry to hear that, Wayne. I am sorry to hear that. Don't we all, buddy? Don't we all? But also, before the multiplayer was cancelled, they would have had to remake the assets for the game. So by remaking 1 and 2, that's free costumes, levels, etc. already designed for the multiplayer game. But the multiplayer game isn't coming. They cancelled Factions 2. It's possible, man. Anything's possible. Now, Concord is a ripoff of. Now, my problem with Concord is this, right? And this is gonna sound harsh. Let me just get it up. Yes, honey. No, you're fine. I know they didn't come. Assholes. They're gonna say, "Oh, we tried to turn up, but no one answered the phone, and they didn't even call." All right. And can you see these characters? No. Can you see these characters? Can you clearly see them? Which one of them look cool, or pretty, or sexy? Do you think this one looks attractive? Do you think this one is sexy? No. No. A fat frog. You know? No way. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh god. That was brutal. That was brutal. Chille, you're gonna take one for the team, yeah? It's a no for me. So basically, right, they decided, outside of Hamo, who I actually do agree with J. Cola, he looks alright. She actually looks cool. Everyone else here, they tried so hard to, you know, move away from anything that is original or, you know, attractive or anything. They just went full. I really hate to say the word, but I actually agree with David Jaffe on this one. It's the rare occasion that I actually agree with him, but I do. And if you haven't seen his video, you should. But in his video, he said he has no problem with the game, and I think the game actually plays really well for what it is. But the characters are so woke, and they tried so hard to make it woke that it just doesn't make sense. When you try so hard to do something, it ruins the experience because people notice. Hey, Zrogdal. Hey, Chille. Hamar is the only one. Hamar is the only one, in my opinion, that looks amazing. I really like her design. I really like her looks. And, you don't have to be showing, all skin and anything to look great. Hamar actually looks like a really good character. And I think she suits it really well, right? Hamar, let me get a bigger picture of Hamar. Where is Hamar? She looked good. See, even my wife said she looks normal. She doesn't need. You don't need to be showing any skin or anything, but she looks nice. Hey, Punkalicious, how's it going? The characters are just so generic and boring. Metal Oxide, that's exactly it. Their designs are boring. They're forgettable. You don't care. Oh, wait, they actually announced that today, right? What was the character's name? What was the character's name, Chille? Hey, Byron, how's it going? New Overwatch character. Juno. Let's see if we can get a good picture of Juno. That's Juno. Instantly, that character has style and she looks good. I don't know. Like, this one character here is better designed than every single character in Concord. Right? This one character here is better designed than every single character in Concord. And that's the problem. When you don't have good character designs, it really becomes a problem. This is her design. She looked good. You know, I think Leaf Storm said it best. It actually stands out. It's a cool design. You know, this reminds me of what was that Dreamcast game? The one with the microphone girls. Oh, come on, someone has to remember it. Space something. Plot twist is. God damn it, David. Oh, what was that Dreamcast game? Yeah, Lola. That's it. That's the one. Nah. Lola Dreamcast. I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind, right? Yeah, I probably shouldn't Google Lola Dreamcast. Bad things come up. Yeah, that's the one. Utala. Ulala. Yeah. Base Channel 5. So you got this one over here. Not totally the same, but you can see the influence. And I like it. I like it. It works. It works. You know, it instantly gave me that vibe for that character, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Taking inspiration from other games is a good thing. Taking inspirations badly is a bad thing. Yeah, Space Channel 5 was such a good game. And I ain't even ashamed to say it. Dude, everyone says Overwatch is dead, but it's nowhere near dead. And then they release a character like this that basically makes every single character from, you know, I mean, just look at that. Just look at it. It looks, I mean, it looks awful. It's so generic, bland, and forced, and like this dude over here, Lennox and Lennox. I don't know. They're clearly going for like the cheapo version of the characters. To me, part of the immersion has to be the appeal of the characters, and this fails in every single count. It's weird. It's so weird that they would go with that. But hey, each to their own, right? Each to their own. People want to be weird, they can be weird. But we do have other news that we need to look at. So now that we have slated Concord enough, because one can never bash it enough. There's another piece of news that I wanted to look at, and it's this one over here. Now, if any of you haven't seen it, Linus Tech Tips basically called anyone that plays on an Xbox console a chump and needs to basically get a life. Like, that guy is just so stuck up his own ass, I don't even know what to say. They have gaming. We're going to come to that in a bit. It's on my list of stuff to talk about today. Now, a lot of things are being said about these tiers. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The general consensus that's coming out at the moment that PlayStation fans are trying to badger on is the fact that PC Game Pass is the best value for your money. The answer is yes, it's true. PC Game Pass is the best value for your money if you have a PC and you don't have an Xbox. But if you have an Xbox, then Ultimate starts to become more appealing because you get the best of both worlds. If you like cloud gaming, then Ultimate becomes a lot more appealing. If you take advantage of the Ultimate perks, Ultimate becomes more appealing. If the discounts you get every month for being a Game Pass Ultimate member is something you benefit from, Ultimate becomes a lot more appealing. So it's not black and white. These are designed so it caters for specific roles. And the fact that people can't understand that says more about them than it does about anything else. You can't teach someone stupid. It's naturally inherited by something or someone. If you are, it takes a special amount of skill to be that stupid. But apparently we meet them every single day. These talented bunch of people that have, perfected the art of stupid do seem to exist and continue to use up valuable oxygen. There's a story about Linus getting a piece of prototype equipment for review, which the company needed back, and he then auctioned it off and told the company. Yeah, I've heard about that. I heard about that. That's the point. If these cater for different needs. If you don't have a console, sure, PC is going to be the best option for you. But if you play on Xbox consoles and PC, and your Asus ROG, or your Steam Deck via cloud gaming, then, my dude, Ultimate is the way to go. Right? Ultimate is the way to go. It's a no brainer. I don't understand. Like I said, this is a strange one. The content is entertaining, but they're so out of touch with the average consumer who doesn't have access to millions worth of PC components for free. Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. But you'll see a couple of I was about to say the D word, but bellends out there that basically, like James, like Droid, who are now quote tweeting Linus Tech Tips or using a clip from his stream that basically says as much. A bunch of idiots. So, Flintlock has released today, and so has Dungeons of Hinterberg. I've actually downloaded this, and I'm going to be checking it out today or tomorrow, and release a impressions video of what I think of Dungeons of Hinterberg. I'm more interested in that than Flintlock, so I'm going to play that first, and then I'll probably do one for Flintlock as well. If you guys want, just give an opinion on it and see what it's like. But I'm really excited for Dungeons of Hinterberg. I want to check it out and play it. So hopefully it is good. I don't read Japanese, but let me see if I can get that translated. I'm going to use my amazing skills now to get this translated because I can. And I will. Because I'm Batman. Let's see. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay. See the lengths I goes to chat? Microsoft needs to get out of the European Union. Get out of the European Union. They already are out of the of European and Asian hardware markets. No need to waste precious resources. See, I think that they do need to continue staying in European and Asian markets. I just think that what they currently have right now isn't catering for that market. I think once they get the handheld out, that's going to be really big in the Asian markets because they like to play, gaming on the go. We've already seen in the Asian markets, traditional consoles as a whole has taken a huge decline. Even people buying like big games like Final Fantasy in Japan have crumbled in numbers. But if those games are available on a handheld console or a handheld PC, and as we've seen, PC gaming it has been on the rise in places like Japan. Handheld gaming has been on the rise even more when it comes to handheld PCs in Japan. This will increase, accessibility and the way that that culture consumes mediums and content. So the traditional model just doesn't work there anymore. They need to adapt, and Sony isn't adapting, and they're finding out the hard way. Microsoft is adapting with the handheld console or PC, whatever you want to call it, and that's going to be huge. Yes, did you watch Throne and Liberty Xbox trailer yet? I have not. We can check that out today, Byron. Send me a link in chat and I'll add that to my list of things to check out today. But yeah, I'm excited for these, and hopefully you guys are excited too. But good stuff is coming. One thing I did check out though is this. Now, I didn't realize how much of Sonic Adventure 2 is inside Sonic and Shadow Generations. Now, Sonic Adventure is one of my favorite games of all time. Sonic Adventure 2 is good as well. It's up there as one of the greatest games the Dreamcast ever had. And this just looks phenomenal. So if we play this, it just looks great. Right? This looks absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait to get this. Like, this is the first Sonic game in a long time that I'm super excited for. This just reminds me of the old school Dreamcast Sonic games when Sega actually wanted to release something that was really, really good and what the community wanted. And this actually works. This looks so good. Look at it. It just looks so amazing, man. I am really excited for this. And I'm so happy that they've, recreated those Sonic Adventure levels and brought them back. And we can play them as Shadow as well. One of my favorite Hedgehog. This is just so cool. I don't know how you guys feel about Sonic and whatnot, but this to me is peak gaming, man. This to me is peak gaming. Look at it. It is just Sonic Adventure. Oh wait, that was Sonic the Hedgehog level. 06. I mean, they've done such an amazing job. And it's available on Xbox. 3 days early access if you get it. And you've got the Terrio skin. I've never seen that one before. They showed off Sonic Heroes. Oh, this is like Sonic Board. This looks hype. I'm super excited. You can even get a Sonic Adventure Legacy skin. Let's go! This is so cool. I didn't even see that. Additional level and skin for Shadow releasing holiday 2024. Skill points, extra BGM pack, digital art book and OST, Terrio skin. I kind of hope that they release this as an actual statue set. That'd be freaking cool. Is there anything else? Or is it? You can get Dr. Robotnik's journal detailing Shadow's creation. Oh, nice. Is that the collector's edition? It's available on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series X, Switch, Steam, and Epic Games Store. This is coming out on everything. It looks like Sega read the manual on how to make money, and they like to make money, so they've decided they're going to release everyone. This is big. Oh, Terrence is the beta version of Shadow. Nice, 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 nice. That is looking really, really good. I'm really excited for this. And it comes out on October the 5th, 25th. October is going to be a very busy month. You got Call of Duty, you got Sonic Shadow Generations. Oh man, this is gonna be big. End of the year is gonna be so much goodness for Xbox. It's crazy. It does have a physical copy, as you can see here, for Xbox, Switch, and the PS5. I'll probably buy the physical copy and then buy it on Steam as well. Because why not? I've got a Steam Deck, I've got a handheld PC. Microsoft just need to hurry up and release their handheld console, man. I'm so tired of them not releasing that console. You have no idea how much I've now started using my Steam Deck over my regular just gaming because I don't get time to sit in front of a TV as much anymore. So I get like half an hour in here, an hour in there, and it's just so handy to have. I've also got like a portable monitor as well, so I just hook up the Steam Deck to my portable monitor and use it as a console. Boom! I hope so, Devin. I hope so. It's only £40? Even better. Even better. I am excited. But you know what else we can be excited for, chat? There's something else that we can be excited for. Orcs Must Die is a new entry in the series for Orcs Must Die and is an Xbox console exclusive. I don't know if it's timed, it doesn't really say in the article, but it is a console exclusive coming to Xbox. It is already available on PC. And apparently it's on sale on Steam, I think, right now. Let me have a look. Let's check out the trailer, and then you can see what you think. Let's share the screen again. Not virtual desktop. Is that the one? All right. So this is the game. It doesn't quite say what it is. I don't really understand, but it's got a positive review, I think, on Steam. But right now it's $5 on Steam. So maybe I'll pick it up and give it a go. Yeah, I've left the audio out because I'll get demonetized. It's licensed music. So Orcs Must Die, Death Trap, Wishlist. It says 2023, but yeah, I swear I saw that available on Steam already. Let's have a look. You guys thought I was gonna be dumb and reveal my Steam account name. That is not the way you do it. Apparently, it's not. I was looking at the wrong Orcs Must Die game. Death Trap is a new game and it's coming Q1 2025 and it's going to be a exclusive. It says Orcs Must Die Death Trap is an action-packed third-person shooter and trap defense game. Evolve as an orc-slaying war mage through roguelike choices and obliterate, eviscerate, and incinerate massive hordes with up to 4 players. Cool stuff. I mean, it pretty much looks like Orcs Must Die. Plant vs. Zombies, yeah. Devastator would absolutely love this game. I mean, it's coming next year. It's not coming in a crowded year like now. Cygnus. Next year, early year, early first quarter, it might be quiet. It might be the perfect time to release it, right? So that's kind of good. I think it picks the perfect time. They chose the perfect window to get this out there. All right, chat. I'm going to quickly show you something. I want you to tell me, am I right or am I wrong? Right? There is clearly a plot to this game, right? Because I bought this for the plot. It's like £2.30. So, I mean, I definitely bought this to play, to experience the plot. Do you agree that there is a plot to this game? By the way, did you see they said no blood mages for the new Dragon Age because they are too evils? No, and that just sounds sad and pathetic, honestly. You see? You see? You see? Seeing two big plots to that game. See? For the plot. Plot and gameplay. You see? Sure you did. See, I'm getting lots of positive vibes here. I just commented on your Twitter post. There's a plot. Clearly Diablo doesn't know that there's a plot, but everyone else can see that there's a plot here, right? Like, I mean, the player's going to look for a plot somewhere. Hey, look, if the game is absolute garbage, it's £2. I can't go wrong. And as Leafstone will tell you, recently Humble Bundle did like a waifu collection of games where they had a bunch of games like Onechambara and whatnot. Yeah. My Steam account is pretty much just a waifu account now. I've come to accept this. And I'm okay with it. You know? I've accepted it and I'm okay with it. I can see her iconic hat just like Aiden Pierce's hat. Watch Dogs. Yeah. You expected more for a game at £2. Come on. What was you expecting? You're looking forward to the Twitch stream? Why not? I'm almost at the end of Final Fantasy 16, so why not? But did anyone see this? From Snoop. Snoop. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna be playing all this month. College football fans everywhere, happy as fuck. Real. Make a handheld Xbox, I know you can. But like, this is the sort of marketing and publicity, free publicity that Microsoft want. And this game, the college football, has sold phenomenally well. And it has shifted Series X consoles out of the boozers. This is what I'm talking about when I say marketing rights is so expensive, was so, you know, so important. That's the word I'm looking for. And for a game like GTA 6, can you imagine if you have the marketing rights for that? It's game over for the opposing side. Like, honestly, with the amount of marketing that Microsoft has been doing with EA for this game, I actually thought, and I still do actually, because I don't know if it's available on the PS5. I actually think, from the way it's being marketed, that it's only available on the Xbox. So people are rushing out to buy a Series S or an X, depending on how mobile they are, to actually just get some gaming time in or to chill out. It is big in the US, Jim. Devin, it is not exclusive to Xbox, but because Microsoft has the marketing rights, it looks like it's exclusive. And for the first time ever, you know, we finally have what was I gonna? I lost my train of thought. God, it is so hot. I was cross minded with what I was saying. I almost feel like I was mumbling. But yeah, college football is huge in the US and it's doing great. And for the first time in a long time, we're seeing Microsoft really push out their advertising and it's working. And it just goes to show that if you have the marketing rights and you actually do something correct, you are going to shift consoles. The Series S has received a huge spike of console sales because of EA Sports College Football 25. As per senior editor of Insider Gaming, College Football 25 has close to 1 million concurrent players in early access, full release on Friday. That's crazy. Just how big is College Football 25? I've been given some numbers to suggest that the last 24 hours have seen the highest number of Xbox Series S consoles sold since launch. Right? That's mental. So this just shows how important marketing rights actually are. And Microsoft needs to jump on that shit straight away. You could make your own college and design the uniforms and logo and stuff. Nice. PlayStation most likely will have GTA 6 marketing. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. The amount of money Take-Two would want, I don't even think that Sony would entertain it. Oh, so this is why GTA 6 marketing rights would be huge. Bingo, Devin. Look at it. When Hogwarts Legacy released, Sony had the marketing rights. I bet there are some people in the chat right now who didn't know that Hogwarts Legacy at the time was releasing on Xbox as well. There has to be someone in chat, because I know a few people who didn't know that it was coming to Xbox, and they actually believed it was PlayStation only. So they skipped it entirely because the marketing rights, the way Sony worded everything, made it sound like it was exclusive to PlayStation. But it was just the marketing rights. It was available day and date on Xbox as well. But yeah, God, it is so hot. And I've heard that this college football game is actually really damn good. Everyone that I've heard talking about it has said it's amazing. And if you're on Game Pass Ultimate, you have EA access. I believe you have 10 hours of trial time to be able to play it as well. So that's really, really cool stuff. Imagine if they bundle Call of Duty with the console. They are going to bundle it with the console. And that's the thing. Like, Call of Duty will be shifting consoles like crazy. That's why Microsoft shifted their marketing person to someone who connects to the casual gamers and who is pure of true consumers. I mean, yeah. Can you imagine if they decided to market Helldivers 2 like they're marketing uh, College Football 25 and what's the other one? Helldivers, I think. Not Helldivers. Hellblade. That needed more advertising. Bought it on Xbox, read the small print. It does. But the majority, like a lot of people, don't know it's coming out on PlayStation because Sony can't say you can play it here. All Sony can do is sit and watch and look from wherever their storage is, be it the phone or over the phone. Microsoft didn't advertise Hellblade 2 at all. Edward, I can tell you for a fact, right? I personally, myself, worked on the marketing material for Hellblade 2. I know it exists, right? I actually QA'd the work. The agency that I work for, we were doing part of the social marketing for Hellblade 2. And so we did a big chunk of their advertising, and we actually did a lot of I did a lot of the QA for it. So I've actually seen the marketing stuff for it. I just never saw it out in the wild. So I know for a fact it exists. I just don't understand why we never saw it. I mean, zero advertising is not enough. Definitely not enough. But this has led to stuff like this. the Xbox Series X, which on Amazon in the UK has sold out. And I can confirm that it's sold out. The only ones that are available now are the silly bundles that they do, and even those are in short supply. The Series S is sitting in rank 74. You've got the PS5 Slim at 88, the Portal sitting at 100. Don't really know why they're doing the Portal. And the PS5 Digital is at 110. But it's good to see that the consoles are shipping out. I see Netflix adverts all the time, dude. I see Netflix adverts all the time. All the time. Whether it's Axel or something else, I see it all the time. It's in my face. That's not what you think. Well, someone has to be advertising Axel because I've seen it on YouTube adverts and stuff like that. In Europe, they do. But yeah, this is cool stuff. But on that note, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute bio break. I am going to be right back. Again, I am going to leave this here. If anyone wants to chime in with their thoughts and views on what we've covered so far, be it the early stuff of Geforce Now or, some of the games, feel free. I'll be right back, chat. All right, we are back. All right. Woo-wee. Is The Witcher 2 on the Series X, or would I have to play on a 360? I can tell you now. Give me a sec. I can tell you now. It looks like it is just on the 360. But it does work on your Series X. I don't know if it's boost enabled. I want to say it is, but it's definitely available on the 360 and you can play it. And right now it's on sale for £5. All for one. All in due time, my Padawan. All in due time. Because that is actually, as you luck would have it, our next story. But they said it's coming this year. My dudes. My dudes. My dudes. Makes sense. They got no games for it. But it looks like, according to Tom Henderson, the PS5 Pro is becoming a no-show. Lozano, the browser has limitations. Sorry, my fan was directly blowing, turned around and was directly blowing on my speaker. It's because it's being renamed the PS5 remake. Nice, nice. But all this talk about the PS5 coming and whatnot, and now it's not coming. And I've not really seen anyone really talking about this outside of Tom Henderson. I heard some time ago PS5 Pro wasn't coming as Sony were worried about slim cells. Also heard about AB was supposedly intended as a PS5 Pro pack-in, but was ripped out to give Sony a first party title this year. Oh, Astrobot. That actually makes sense. They will rename it PS6. Yo, chat. I have a question for you. And this is completely off topic. I'm finding it really difficult to get people onto the show. Any idea why? I'm charming. I'm good looking. I'm a good entertainer. I clearly take the piss at times. But trying to get people onto the show is like trying to pull blood from a rock. Maybe I just don't console war enough and I kind of have a more level-headed view. Because I'm a pony. I mean, I've heard that. I'm not going to get into names, but I've had about 4 people turn me down so far. You're always welcome, Chille. You're even welcome now if you want to jump on. I've got all the time in the world for you, my dude. At the moment, G, maybe I'm trying as much as I can to get it even at least once a week. But the ones that I think would suit the show just don't even respond. Xbox 20, the 2026 Xbox isn't confirmed, but it's very, very strongly insinuated because we're going to find out about the hardware at the end of this year, which means it should be ready for next year. If they're revealing it this year, it should be ready for next year. You got bad news for me? Bingo. Wait, what's going on? What's the bad news? Okay, this needs to slow down. Get DCG to debate. I want to believe that it's nothing sinister, more time zone. All of the other creators are mainly on American time zones. But even Gaz manages to get people on. And he's my time zone, so I don't know. Either way, I thought I'd ask just to see if anyone heard anything. Tried my luck. Pro is definitely day one for you. I mean, one day when it releases and Rumpelstiltskin turns up, it will come out. Until then, though, you may need to find Rumpelstiltskin first. That's cool, Chille. I appreciate that. That journey from Leeds must have been horrific. Don't forget to send me a PayPal, dude, so I can send you that money for the code. I think the Pro is real, but I just don't think it's going to come out anytime soon. Or, I think they may even just scrap it and go straight to the PS6. If Sony's smart, and they can see what Microsoft is doing with 2026, they may want to release it at the same time. Because there's a big problem come 2026, right? And Sony need to tread this really carefully, or they're going to be in severe trouble. Hey, Robbie, how's you doing? See, come 2026, if Sony release the PS5 Pro in 2025, they're not going to release the PS6, you know, in 2026. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to release the Pro and then come out 6 months later with the 6. That's not how this works, right? 2026 doesn't seem soon at all. The hardware is old now, man. It's dated and it needs updating. But, you know, we don't need a 7-year life cycle. That's when we start to get to 480p territory. I'm doing good, Rabbi. I'm doing good, thank you. And yourself? But here's the problem. GTA 6 isn't coming out next year. I know there's a lot of people assuming it will be because Rockstar said they're aiming for end of year 2025. It's not coming in 2025. It's going to come in 2026. And it's probably going to come towards the end of the year. And if Microsoft is releasing their Xbox in 2026, they're going to have the best version of GTA. But they're also going to have the best version of Call of Duty. The parity is only in features, right? Performance. But graphically, the new Xbox is going to look way ahead from what the PS5 Pro is going to look like. So the average COD player is going to be like, oh my God, that looks amazing. And then they're going to go, okay, I'm going to get an Xbox. And then you're going to see the average person go, oh my God, GTA 6 looks amazing on the Xbox too. And they're going to go there. So Sony has a real dilemma on its hand because the PS5 Pro could actually really backfire and hurt them enormously. We're going to enter a one-game console cycle. Boogie? Oh, no, I'm not covering that guy. That guy's a waste of space. But happy to see some people, though. Can you show gameplay? The game isn't out yet. But I will be playing it on stream once it is out. It's really it's a really difficult decision for Sony right now. They've waited, and you know, GTA 6 isn't going to meet the 2025. I'm almost certain of that. There's, you know, they need more time to polish that. But if the, you know, when you're looking at games like GTA 6 and COD in 2026, can Sony genuinely afford to have a weaker machine at one of the most pivotal points in a console's life cycle? It's a good question. Marketing rights do matter. I did respond, Rabbi. I said I'm going to stream it when it comes out. I think Microsoft is going to end up getting marketing rights for Grand Theft Auto just so Sony can't go and get timed exclusivity. I mean, if Microsoft gains the marketing rights, they win. Whoever gains the marketing rights, they win. Portaplayer, exactly that. The amount of people that didn't know that Hogwarts Legacy was available on Xbox is crazy. Sorry. Marketing rights are huge. And as we can see here, right, where is it? Where is it? Microsoft having the marketing rights to College Football 25 just led to an increase in Xbox console sales. From no one caring about Xbox console sales, they have had an increase in Series S sales, according to this one over here. And I quote from Mike Straw: numbers to suggest that the last 24 hours have seen the highest number of Xbox Series S consoles sold since around the console's launch. So that should give you a rough indication of just how many of those consoles were shifted. The Series X sold out. The Series S just flew off the shelves in a quantity that's not been seen since the launch of the console. That is the power of a game having a company having marketing rights. Oh God, move out of the way. Go somewhere else. Having marketing rights. It's huge. What can you see it? My God, that moth is huge. Nord? I know you can hear me. Chat, she can hear me and she's not going to come and kill it. He's playing dumb. I want to see competition. Let's see what consoles got to offer in 2026. Pro consoles. Call of Duty is going to change everything on that front because who has the marketing rights of Call of Duty? I mean, that's going to be a really big thing, right? Because Microsoft does have the marketing rights and they are going to utilize that very heavily to push Game Pass and everything else. So we're going to see exactly the power of that over Call of Duty. But the thing is, why kill emotional support moth? I hate bugs. I literally hate bugs. It's why I'm in QA. I squash bugs. That is literally my job. I destroy bugs. Be it in a technical concept or a real concept, except in real life, I don't do it. I get other people to do it because I'm pretty much a baby when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, I was going to be running for the hills again. Damn straight if it starts to run for me. I mean, it's right there. Console sales that matter. Sony has almost 70 million. PS5, but they don't buy games. Their percentage of buying games is extremely low. Correct. Very low. No, we use a flamethrower for spiders. I'm annoyed that Xbox didn't try to get the marketing rights for Monster Hunter. It might have been expensive, but if anything would help them grab a foothold in Japan, it would be that. I think the only way Microsoft is going to break into Japan is the handheld console. Nothing else is going to work. Nothing else is going to push them to do it. That handheld console needs to arrive soon rather than later. It's that simple. They've seen an increase in Xbox gamers in Japan. And then they have reported, I think like 4 times increase now in people using Game Pass PC. So the actual users through Game Pass has increased quite a bit in Japan, but it's on a handheld form. It's not on a native desk console. And as we've even seen with the PS5, right? The number of people that are sitting in front of consoles has dwindled in Japan. A massive franchise like Final Fantasy, you know, 5-10 years ago, used to have 15 million sales. Now it's down to a measly 3 million, 2 million. And that tells you a lot. If PlayStation actually had a native handheld and they released one on there, I guarantee you it would have sold a hell of a lot better. Times are changing. People play on the move a lot more now. I mean, myself included. I don't get as much time to play sedentary anymore. But, whether I'm just sitting on the couch or upstairs in my bed, I've got my Steam Deck. I can play through the cloud with Xbox using GeForce Now or the xCloud, or I can just play natively on the Steam Deck with the games that are there. And I get more game time that way than I do it any other way. Is Xbox doing as badly in Europe as the rumor says? Yes, they are. They are. I don't see any advertising in the UK at all. Like none. But when you walk into video game stores where you see all these people saying that there's no Xbox stand in the UK and stuff like that, that's all a lie. I mean, I was just down Bluewater 2 weeks ago, and we, in our local game, they had a huge section there for Xbox, PlayStation, PS4, Xbox One. They're still there. So I wouldn't take where people say, oh, look, there's just this. Most of that is just fabricated rubbish. Jesse, it is. Wait, who's there? Someone is there. I can hear you. I'm trying to get someone's attention so they can come and save my life. My life is worth something. I still think Monster Hunter is a niche game. It's not as big as other games are. You see the new Neverness to Everness coming out from the developer of Terra Fantasy? I have. We've reacted to that with my son, 2 videos already, and we've got about another 3 or 4 videos coming for that over at my other channel, Chaos Lounge Gaming. Check it out. We are absolutely thrilled and excited for it. That is the TLDR. Xbox is doing extremely well in the UK once you realize there is next to no marketing or promotion. I mean, is it doing well in Europe? In the whole of Europe, PlayStation has sold 1.3 million according to stats. Xbox has sold 0.15. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but Xbox is present in Europe is not good. Look, I've seen the film The Fly. Have you guys seen it? What happens when you get into a chamber with the fly itself and it mutates you? Yeah. I can see that happening here without the chamber. This thing is looking at me and it is fucking huge. I've seen how the movie ends. I've seen movies like this. It never ends well for the human. Switch has actually done phenomenally well for what it is. It's just an Android tablet, to be fair, but it's just done so well. And considering it says 7 years, it's crazy. Is it 7 years or more? It's crazy. But they're gonna keep pushing that until they overtake the PS2. I mean, I would if I was Nintendo. Because once you break the record that Sony has with the PS2 on number of consoles, I guess, shipped, then I don't think that record is ever going to be beaten again. It's a moth, not a black widow or brown recluse. It's the same thing. They're all deadly. They're all deadly in their own way, man. They want you to believe that they're harmless. But it's never that simple. It's never that simple, man. Reprobed. Man, I cannot keep my eye off that fucking moth. It's so big. I need it dead. And now there's a mosquito. What the hell? Where are all these bugs coming from? I mean, we do live in the sticks, but still. Even UK CMA predicted cloud gaming will grow more in the next years. Cloud will grow. Eventually, cloud will become the mainstream gaming. I know people can't see that now, but it will get there eventually, right? It's going to get there. Luna, not so much, but I think Geforce now will eventually run the show. I think places like Boosteroid could also come in with what they're offering. But cloud gaming is going to be huge. As long as the infrastructure can be set up correctly, it's going to be huge. You missed the early parts of my writing. I said I was at my GameStop and the Xbox section was small, PS section was twice the size, and even a lot of PS4 games and Switch section looked kind of small. More than likely, yeah. But it's not like there's free games on sale for Xbox. That is what Microsoft is hoping. Word of mouth is not enough. Word of mouth simply is not enough. The marketing that I see Sony doing for their big games like God of War, Astrobot is phenomenal. It's you know, when they had the likes of Kratos' axe over at London, just outside my workplace, it was just crazy to see. And that's the sort of big moves advertising that Microsoft needs to do that actually get media attention. Because when it gets media attention, the local newspapers pick it up. And when the local newspapers pick it up, crappy newspapers like the Metro pick it up. And when they pick it up, everyone that goes to work in the morning picks up a Metro newspaper that's on the train. Everyone picks one up. And they read it. And then they'll see it. And they'll be like, oh, that's like 10 minutes away from where I work. And then they'll go check it out. And then they get exposed. And then they get interested. Or not. But there's a chance that they will. And then they start going looking. And then it's a nice little cycle that keeps on going. You need to make big moves in order to, get interest. I swear, who is behind? Save John. Can you tell Ram to come and destroy that? Or your mum, I don't care who it is, just someone needs to come and murder it. I mean, you lot can kind of grab it and throw it outside too. I'm totally okay with that as well if you lot want to keep it humane. That one there. Chat is saying don't kill it. It's a moth. Why am I not supposed to kill it? Because apparently it's evil to kill a moth. They only do good things.
But it's scaring me. That's not a good thing.
But maybe you can put it like a cloth around it.
No, I'm not touching it.
You're not touching it. You're putting the towel
I'm
around it.
putting nothing around it.
I think you should do it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Chat said they'll give you money.
You can go practice handshakes with the Grim Reaper for all I care.
Chat,
I'm not.
why are you getting the Grim Reaper involved in this?
I'm not touching
Chat said they'll give you money.
But I don't want to touch that.
They'll give you 10p.
What?
20p.
No.
50p.
This thing needs to go.
Going for £1.
And that thing wants to give me money.
£1.50.
No.
£2. £3.
Mate, I want to do it for $1 million.
$1 million?
I'm sorry, I'm not touching a bug like that.
Mate, I would touch that for $1 million.
Do it right now.
You ain't gonna give me $1 million.
Future investment.
No way.
Future investment.
You think I'm stupid? Just push it. I think what you need to do, right? What you need to do is hit it, but without the electric, and kind of guide it that way outside the window.
No, because it's gonna fly through him and fly to me.
Mate, if it flies onto that and gets stuck, throw it out with the window.
No, what? Both of us agree to break this.
Nah, you're good. The window is open. I mean, you can leave it there, and I guess it'll hopefully run away. But if you see the mosquito, you can zap that one. That's a bloodsucker.
What if that's the thing starts flying around all over you?
What? That?
That.
If you hear me screaming and diving and, doing some Metal Gear tactics crawling on the floor, that's your cue to come in.
And kill it or just leave it?
Try and guide it away.
Maybe somebody kill it or leave it.
Like you should get those light things and just, airport traffic control. Where's your mom? She'll pick it up.
Even better than me.
God damn it. Step on it. That has to say step on it. Ah, there you go, Ram. Ram. Got an idea for you. Look.
Yeah?
This right here.
I'm not using a bowl.
And then you can use paper. You put the bowl on the wall. Yeah? And then you use paper. And then you go out and you open the paper and it flies away.
No. Wait too many videos.
How's it going to grow back to you?
You think something, or I'm a fly will pull back to me.
You'll be fine.
No, I won't.
Trust me.
They're telling me not to kill the bug. It's going to be my funeral next.
And yet, metal oxide, it's evil. It's pure evil. They've been talking about Xbox a lot these past years, but mostly negative. I'm hoping they fail. I mean, there's even Xbox channels that only trash Xbox. I don't trash Xbox. I don't think I've ever been at that point where I do trash Xbox. I feel like I do call them out, and when I do call them out, I think it's deserved. I think that I'm quite fair when it comes to calling out Xbox for the things that they do wrong and for the things that they do right. And I've never really shied away from that. And I think, I know some people don't appreciate that. And that's part of the reason why, I don't get invited to other podcasts, because I don't always agree with the things that they say that are pro Xbox, because I can see what they're saying is basically a load of rubbish. And they're just saying it because they're blindly following the platform. And I think, personally, my opinion, you are paying money for this service. You are paying money for the games. You're paying money for the console. You as a consumer should hold them accountable. Whether that is Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation, you should hold them accountable. And I do that. And that generally backfires because I'm not always Xbox is the best thing ever created since sliced bread. I love my Xbox. It is my favorite platform. It always has been since the original Xbox. There's no denying that. Even at work, they tease me because of my pro Xbox, but I do call them out. And I think, in that regard, I think I'm quite fair and quite different to others. Oh, Sanchez, I'm not saying that you're saying me. I'm just putting my point across. Because a lot of people say, oh, you never say anything bad about Xbox. And that's just not true. That is not true. I will hold them accountable where it's needed. Everyone says that Xbox has had a phenomenal 6 months. I disagree. I think they've had a terrible 6 months. They've had Power World, which was great, which was, a very fortunate accident that became exclusive because Sony doesn't allow early access paid games. So that became an exclusive, timed exclusive, because it is coming to PlayStation at some point. And we had Hellblade, right? And we needed more. Phil Spencer promised, one exclusive a quarter. And I think he failed on that again, on that cadence. He's been promising 4 first party games per year for the past 3 years, and he's failed on that. And so I called him out, and that's not been taken, that's not been received nicely by the community. And I if you don't like it, that's tough, but the truth is the truth. And if you want to stick your head in the sand and hide from the truth just because it makes you feel better, well, I got news for you. That's not gonna make things better. Vampire Survivors was on Xbox, right? That came late though. Has that even come to PlayStation yet? But yeah, so High on Life was another one, yeah. Pretty strange to see another Unreal Engine 5 game running more stable on the Series X. I hope they can fix the frame drops soon in Nobody Wants to Die on PS5. It's not like it's an open world game or something. This should easily be fixed, I think. And as you can see here, you've got the Xbox Series S and X quality at 30 FPS and the preference mode at 60 FPS. And then you've got the quality mode locked at 30, but the performance mode dropping on the PS5. And it seems to be dropping consistently as well. Unreal Engine 5 is a beast in itself. So, interesting stuff to see how Sony's machine is going to handle Unreal Engine 5 performance going forward. I agree, Arthur. I agree. At least for the first half. If Microsoft delivers, and that's if they deliver for the second half, and they've already started, right? They've already started with their delivery with these two over here. They've already started for their delivery with Dungeons of Hinterberg and Flintlock. It looks like the second half of the year could really be where Microsoft really kick into overdrive and start just pumping out game month after month, which is going to be awesome. But they need to kind of keep that cadence going. They need to keep that consistency going and maintain that high level of standard that they've been hit and miss for. Savage Planet, not even heard of it. If we have time, Devastator, we'll get to it. It is really, really hot here. So I don't know if I'm going to stream to the length of what I normally do today on Thursdays. We'll see. But if I have time, I'll check them out. Otherwise, it'll be left to next week, Tuesday. Except Helldivers 2 because of PC. Well, Helldivers 2 was propped by PC for sure. 100%. Without a shadow of doubt. That was carried by PC. And then the whole PSN debacle happened, and then they decided to nerf like 5 weapons back to back, and then that killed the game. You don't do that. Indy is going to be so good, Harry. I am looking forward to that. First person would put. I mean, Edward, COD demo in August. Well, the beta. Stalker in September. COD in October. FS in November? What is FS? Flight Simulator. I'd be thinking there. Indy in December, plus Avowed. I think Avowed may be pushed to January. It makes sense for me for it to get pushed to January. But, you know, the PlayStation now is struggling with Unreal Engine 5 games and not being able to hit locked on 60 FPS. Ironically, I think I just answered that question, but I think one of them will likely get pushed into next year. I think the games will be ready for release, but in order to not cannibalize each other, I think they are going to be pushed into the next year. One of them. Chille, you and your Dragon Ball. And that's all that matters. You just answered me. I know, right? But this is the one that actually really incensed me today. This is really, really crazy, right? I don't know if you know, but Sony basically updated their prices in Turkey, and games now cost $85. And people are posting this, right? Like this person here, blank stare. Just gonna leave this here as a TLDR for people. Keep in mind that these price changes in Turkey don't make these games more expensive than in other regions. In fact, Turkey was previously known for its cheaper PlayStation Network game prices. Users would often create Turkish PSN accounts and purchase PSN vouchers in the region to take advantage of these cheaper games. Cool. The solution to this is to ban all those PS5s that are breaking terms of service and not allow them to do that. The fact is, these prices that are now increased in Turkey mean that a lot of people in Turkey simply cannot afford to buy video games now. Right? £400 is basically what they get for a whole month that they have to pay for their rent, food, gas, electric. Their standard of living at the moment is absolutely horrendous. The cost of living there is 10 times worse than what it is here in the UK. And people in the UK can't even put food on their plate at half the time. And to almost, double the price is ridiculous. And people are trying to champion this. What Sony should be doing is saying, hey, you guys over there that are making those accounts that are linking to Turkey, that's a fake account. So just IP ban their console so they won't do it again. All it takes is you to ban one person. They're going to be incensed, raged. They're going to be all over Reddit. People are going to think twice about doing it. But because of those idiots who are exploiting the country, people that are now living in the country can't actually afford to buy the games. I actually know because I have family there. They can't afford it. When they heard about this price, that's it. They can't afford to buy the games. It's that simple. right? They cannot afford it. I've got family in Northern Cyprus and I've got family in Turkey. And the current, economy there is atrocious. And for you to be championing this just because, oh, now it brings it in line with the others. No, you got to take their economy into effect as well. You got to take in how much they get on a monthly basis. That's just so wrong what they're doing right now in Turkey. This is really bad. And yet no one in the media is picking this up. They just had a monumental increase in pricing and they get, there's no value added to it either. The difference is those people that were exploiting the system can't exploit it anymore. But the people that are legit living there now have to pay almost double of what it cost before. Well, an additional 50%, whatever it is. Where is the media outcry? If this was an Xbox thing like Game Pass, as we saw, the media couldn't stop talking about it. But the fact that Sony owns every single media outlet out there is the reason why we're not seeing any of this shit being talked about. And it's just wrong. This needs to be highlighted more. It is not victimhood. It's just wrong. Like this is really bad form from Sony. And I'm really hoping that Xbox and Steam don't follow through with the same thing, because they've already got it hard enough as it is over there. At the moment, Sony, Xbox and Steam haven't followed through with the same pricing. The media just isn't reporting it. But if this was Xbox increasing the price hike, I guarantee you that every media outlet out there would be talking about it. 100%, without a shadow of doubt. So why aren't they talking about it now? When they should be. Because you've got a whole region now of players that are now pretty screwed when it comes to, gaming. I mean, they are owned by, an ex-Sony board member. So that's no surprise, Talos. I mean, that actually happened, Harry, as you're aware. When they increased the price increase for the PS5, America was the only one that didn't get a price increase because they knew that they couldn't get away with it. If you remember. Dude, piracy is ridiculously high in Northern Cyprus. You can walk into a supermarket in Northern Cyprus and you've got the retail games on the right hand side that is literally not affordable. And then you've got the pirated ones directly opposite on a stand for you to buy in the shop. And the staff actually recommend you to buy the pirated ones. They even have like stations inside where they can modify your machines so you can actually play the pirated games because people can't afford it. And so in order to shift those games, they do it that way. I'm not saying it's right, but if you price people out of the market, they're going to find other ways to play. And the country decided they're going to pirate it themselves and sell it within their supermarkets. Oh, whole grain. We're just talking about the hike in price in Turkey from PSN, the PlayStation games, because people were generally exploiting it and getting cheaper games. Sony got pissed off. I think Sony should just IP ban those consoles. They are breaking terms of service, right? So why not just IP ban them? Can't wait to see the media cover this. Of course, they're not going to cover it. But if they're breaking terms of service, just IP ban them, right? I'm for it. There you go, Port. Someone's played it. Cesano, my daughter works in Northern Cyprus. She's works in the education side of things, and she gets equivalent of UK around 300 to £320 a month. That's it. It's not a lot. It is not a lot. And yeah, the exchange rate in the UK is, the pound is really strong in Cyprus, but the money they get based on the amount of everything going up is stupidly priced at the moment. People are struggling to just buy food. You know, it's crazy. The cost of living in Turkey is just crazy. It's way too expensive. But I just don't see why people are championing this. I don't think people should be championing this. I think they should be holding Sony accountable for pricing a whole country out of gaming. Yeah, Disney got hacked. I spoke about that a couple of weeks ago, actually. But it's just silly. But of course, the media will not speak on this. Not now, not ever. And it's sad because they should be speaking on it. Hey, Hayden, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? You being a good kid for your papa? The people silent now will sing a different song when it is their turn to suffer PlayStation Sony's price increase, and they're coming. I mean, they are gonna come, but I just think it's just really bad. Do I ever go visit? I used to go yearly. The last time I went to either Turkey or Cyprus is, I think, 2014 or 2015. Uh, I'm sending the missus there this year to because there's like family getting married there, so my wife is going this year in October, so that's cool, and she's gonna sort some stuff out over there as well. I might go next year, depending finances, because it is expensive to fly there, really expensive. I think it's like almost like during peak time, it's close to like £800-900 a ticket, really really expensive. So it really depends financially where I'm at in a year's time. But I'd like to go back. But at least before everyone that my aunts and stuff are in Neverland. Take it easy, Portal player. I mean, Susano, what I was doing for my daughter is essentially just paying for the PlayStation Plus for them because it is like a lot cheaper for me. So I'd send them the money so they can pay for it. But now that they've increased everything to UK pricing, I can't afford to do that. Because it was cheaper, I could send them, I would send them some money so they can pay for it and so they can play what they wanted. They have their year subscription. Now, with what they've essentially done is made it from Turkey pricing to UK pricing equivalent. And that's just stupid. So I don't know. I did this really did that whole situation there really did this really did bug me when they did this because it's the second time in such a short space that they've actually screwed the Turkey players in Turkey off, and it just feels so dirty, you know. They're charging baby tickets the same as adults these days. Yeah, Talos, they are. Did anyone hear about this game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate? Apparently, it's coming to consoles. It was apparently not apparently, it was an iOS exclusive. It wasn't exclusive, but it looks like it was a timed exclusive. And we do have some gameplay over here, the Apple Arcade exclusive. It's supposed to be like Hades, if you've played it. It's very akin to Hades roguelike. I'm actually pretty interested in this one when it lands. It does look fun. There you go. Someone else that's heard the same thing I have. Calling it Hades with turtles. And that's already got me interested. Gonna buy a Steam Deck if the price hike gets worse. Steam Decks are cool. I'm trying to find a cheaper Asus ROG Ally at the moment because I want to. There's certain games that just don't work on the Steam Deck because of the Linux operating system. There are workarounds, but even now Sony is blocking everyone that uses Proton to run their games, and it's dumb. It's so dumb. You heard it also, Stitch? Let me see if I can dig up. Of course, I'm being so stupid, ain't I? It would help if I was sharing the tab, right, chat? So this is. I'm gonna show you some. I'll get a video up right now, but it would help if I actually showed the slides that we could see because reasons. what was it called? Turtles Splintered Fate. Did I? So this is it on iOS.
He's gone, Leo. Some kind of trans-dimensional portal? Maybe trans-spatial?
It looked kind of like the thing you just came out of, Leo. Where the heck were you?
Training. And then Shredder and his foot goons ambushed me.
What is this?
So here's the gameplay.
There's an endless supply.
See ya!
I'll just keep coming.
Well, use the skill so we can see what it's like.
Looks like the Foot Clan have infiltrated the sewers.
I mean, it looks okay. What do you think, chat? No official release date. But it looks cool to me.
Looks like StockGen has dealings with Shredder. Here's hoping it's just business. Microchip. I'm gonna give this to Donnie. Let's see what he can learn from it. It's not forever.
You're welcome,
It'll
John.
help.
Always happy to brighten young ones day. I don't know, it just looks cool. Is there any boss? Let's see if this actually has a boss or something.
Right. Let's.
Alright, here we go, boss time.
This guy's been left alone for too long.
Rat Baron.
Foul creatures.
I don't know, to me it looks fun. Better than Concord? Oh. Come on, kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss. You can do it.
Juice gross. Well done.
Looks like you get those points, which you can then... There you go. That's what you all were waiting for, right? That is the screen you was waiting for. Turtle powers, pick one power from a selection of turtle powers for this run. Boost, move speed, 40% speed, lasts 4 rooms. So chat, which one will you actually pick? Turtle powers flame or boost, move speed plus 25? But yeah, it's a roguelike game, yeah. Pretty cool, if you ask me. God damn, Tower, you've released a 4K. You released a Hawk video already. Now, this one over here is moving away from all of that stuff. We're talking about video games now. And if you haven't seen already, No Man's Sky has released their World's Part 1 update. They've done a universe refresh, bug hunt expedition, new creatures, discovery renaming, water visuals. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff they've done here. If you haven't seen the trailer, let's check it out. But this looks absolutely ridiculous. And it's a free update as well. This game just looks so good now. I'm actually tempted to jump into it.
New flora and fauna and new gameplay.
Sin, you are not crazy. Games have lost the meaning of fun.
Oceans have waves, reflections, and more variety. Planets have wind patterns. Waves are dynamic and react to weather. On the surface of the planet, there are new volumetrics and atmospherics.
This update just looks insane, and it's free as well.
New cloud tech.
For those of you that want to play it, it is on Game Pass. I don't think Xbox has the update just yet, whereas everyone else does.
In storms,
But it's gonna get the update very shortly, and or you can get it on Steam for 50% off right now.
New creatures are out there to discover. With a combat-focused expedition. Our journey continues.
You never know, Talos, it might be worth checking out. The update looks absolutely insane, and I think it could just be worth your time. If you find a new planet, yeah, if it's not being already named by someone else. Wait, why am I a pony? The game is available on Xbox. Why am I a pony? What did I do? Well, just because I didn't show you the new skin for Nora. Is that why I'm a pony? I take great offense to this. Although Nora's skin is absolutely ridiculous. The Chaos Pony Fairy Lounge? Haha, well. My Steam account says otherwise. But the final story for the day is this one over here. This is insane. Chaos doesn't do furry. Chaos does pirate. Pirates are cool. Even if I do look retarded, I still look cool. Ah, Zrogdo, another cultured one. Don't you know it? Furries are in my security feeds for some reason. But yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of that butt cheek? Hey, look. That looks like a really, really awesome controller to hold, right? Right, chat? Loving that controller, mate. Those cheeks have more Sell the plates. As you told your son, everyone has a price. No. No. I'm not dressing up in a onesie, Berry. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, dude. I'm content with the pirate life. It works. So if you're interested in the giveaway, I'm going to post it in a link in the chat. This is for the American one, so you need to be in America. There is one for other regions as well. But the UK one hasn't been posted just yet. So it's worth keeping an eye out for that. I need to get rid of that pony. Don't get why he called me a pony. I am not a pony. But let's face it, when we're talking about, you know, the game that shall not be named, right, Drogdo? It's like those results. Xbox likes junk in the trunk giggity. I think it looks really cool. I think the overall design looks really, really nice. But I just wish they made it more available to people. And that's my problem with it. Really, Chille. Is that really your paper? I'm not laughing. You want a bowl?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna put these in them.
Huh? I thought you're supposed to get rid of the moth for me.
No, I'm not putting that more.
Look, it's flying around you.
No, it's not. It's just in the corner of my eye.
Why are you so scared? I've been sitting here with no fear in me. I've grown an iron will.
You see that until it starts flying around all like a screaming.
Look. It isn't flying, so at the moment I can say what I want.
By the way.
Put me something.
Huh?
Drink. Right. I'd bite bullet. I would bite. Well, let's see. This one could be interesting. What happened? Hey, Devastator, thank you for that 9 months membership. I appreciate you. Xbox definitely likes junk in the trunk. They do. Man, I keep hitting the mic. But damn. They did really go out with that. My only thing is, why is Microsoft doing more marketing and more advertising with this Deadpool thing than they did with the whole Hellblade. Also, I was watching the Throne and Liberty gameplay a few hours, and I can suggest or hope Final Fantasy 14 Online have the option to equip 2 different weapons instead of switching back and forth with the class build. I don't think 14 will ever do that, Byron, because it is strictly a class-based system, and each weapon has a lot of skills, and a lot of them are useful. Honestly, I think that might be part of it, but it still doesn't make sense why they wouldn't release it, because they would sell. If they released, like, I don't know, 10,000 of those consoles, they would sell out within a week. And that's being generous. It's easy money. But it should be Susanna, because they're just leaving money on the table. I mean, I'm hoping that they're gonna bring back the license, because the original Deadpool that was released on the 360 or the Xbox One, that got delisted, right, because of licensing issues. I'm hoping they're gonna bring it back because it looks phenomenal. Game is always fun. Byron, I see why you was into Throne and Liberty. Attempted to play some Throne and Liberty. This is why Byron is into it. He knows the waifus. He knows. He knows. I like it, Byron. I like it. What's everyone's thoughts on the first Descendant? It's really cool what Ryan Reynolds has done for Wrexham. They love him over there. Does anyone enjoy playing it? That's not Taz. Trying games out for the first time is cool. And some of these little miniatures. Really cool shit. We can't talk about what would be RPG of the year because you just nominate Spider-Man. That line floored me from his editor. Okay, what's this?
This best debut indie game.
I see you, Sadiqua. I see you.
This best debut indie game. That gets weird because now we have all these games that aren't indie but are called indie. Come on, RPG.
Yeah, we can't do RPG because you'll nominate Spider-Man.
For F's sake.
I see you, Sadiqua. I see you.
Oh shit, he got burned by his own editor. Holy shit. He got burned by his own editor. Already. No way. Basement Radio Arcade. Brett. Man, they are desperate. They are desperate. But I think we've got time for one video. Which one? This one? No, this is Honkai Star Rail. I don't know what the fuck that is. Potential concept art for new PlayStation action adventure game surfaces. The game will feature intensive violence. Is that it? They cut out someone's picture and that's intense violence. Holy shit. Chat. I don't know. No one saw this coming. Halo TV show has officially been cancelled by Paramount. Well, clearly, if you don't watch the show and decide to make up the rules as you go along, that's what's going to happen. That's sad. It was not. It was not. That's really bad. That's messed up. Man, they had such potential to make one of the greatest shows of all time. And they go and make what they did. And then they question why no one wanted to watch it or enjoy it. Like, how do you fuck it up so bad? I wouldn't say Master Chief was soft. You see, in season 1, one of the biggest complaints outside of the writing was the fact that Master Chief never kept the helmet on. So the public, the director said, "Don't worry, we've learned from our mistakes. We know what we're doing. We apologize. We fixed it for the season 2." So in season 2, they just took away the suit. I'm not joking. They took away the suit. And then there's the whole Master Cheeks. I don't know. They could do a really good Halo show if they wanted to. I just think that they flopped so heavily doing it that there really was no redemption. And putting it on Paramount was probably not the best idea either. But there's even more bad news, right? Flintlock. Its release day is today, and only 631 on Steam charts. 645 all-time peak. Ouch. At least it did better. No, it didn't even do better than Concord. Sanchez, he didn't just take the helmet off. By season 2, he had no suit. He spent 90% of the season walking around without a suit. And then there was the story with the kid, right? Like, no one cares about the kid. Like, that was like the worst plot point ever. Like, no one cares. Like, they spent half the season with that kid, and then no one cares. Flintlock was this game coming day 1 to Game Pass, and it was hyped up quite a bit, but it's a Souls-like game, essentially, and it basically didn't do very well. People didn't like it. Anything associated with SBI at the moment just seems to be tanking really hard. And look at it. No wonder why Microsoft said DEI was no longer crucial. Because anything associated with SBI at the moment is just dying. They do stable his armor. But yeah, this is a shame. This is a real shame. This game, a lot of people I know were looking forward to this, and it's just not it. There's too many Souls-like games out there, and it's just boring at this point. I'm genuinely bored of Souls-like games. I just don't want to see them anymore. I just want something more original. That's all. I just want something a little more original because I'm just sick and tired of seeing something that's not original. But what do I know? What do I know, chat? What do I know? I always said it was going to get cancelled, and it did. Is that real? No way. I know that's the demo, but that's bad. That is bad. This is hitting Babylon's full territory. No way. I know that's a demo, but still. There's not even any stats for it. Not sure how people are getting any information on there, but man. I know Talos, even Stellar Blade is like a really Souls-like game, and it's the only aspect of it that I really, really despise. I just don't enjoy the boss battles. I don't enjoy any battle, to be fair. They can kill you in a few hits. And it's so annoying. I'm aware, Devastator. I'm aware. That's why I was asking about the first Descendant, because I was going to play that video. I only had time for one, and I was just checking to see if there was any more interesting tidbits while we watch it. But yeah, that seems to be all the information around the internet at the moment. By the way, chat, are you ready to see this gacha PC game? I don't know if you're ready for it, to be honest. I don't know if you're ready. Do you feel ready to check it out, chat? Nah, you're not ready for it. Maybe on Tuesday. But let's check this video out. Love no rest, but the game ought not have been called up. I wouldn't know, Woodpit. He blocked me, and I just don't care anymore. That guy is an absolute walking train wreck. He's still in his midlife crisis. My dude is in his 60s, and the fact that he's console warring so hard pretty much tells you that he's a virgin living on his own. That's it. Like there's a level to console warring that you can do, that you're doing it for the lulls and whatever, right? You're just doing it for the giggles. But my dude is seriously butthurt because Phil Spencer didn't give him a heads up about stuff. Because he broke bread with Phil, he thinks he's bum chums with him. That he should have been in the boardroom with Tim Stewart, Amy Hood, and co. That's what he thinks, and that's why he's butthurt. My dude is literally just fucking stupid. Literally, I cannot find, I can't find anything that actually properly describe that. I mean, I sat down when he actually blocked me, and I was like talking to my kids, and I said, "Hey, check out this guy. Let me know what you think." And my 16-year-old turned around and said, "For a 60-year-old, he's pretty sad. Why is he console warring at that age?" That was his first question. And when a teenager is showing you pity, that says it all, right? And the guy's just pathetic. But ever since he tried to lie about me, I've had no respect for that guy at all. When you have to stoop to lying to prove your point, that's when you know that there is serious issues. mental issues. That guy isn't mentally sane. Because if you have to start lying to prove your point, to prove yourself ahead of the curve, then there's some severe mental illness there. And the guy needs help, like severe help. Needs that Deadpool controller and cry at those bum cheeks. I don't know what it needs. Dude, I don't think saying he's an idiot is enough. There isn't an adjective that is out there that can really describe him. He just snapped. The same with Peter Ovo. They just snapped. Warhammer Dave, they just snapped. They just lost the plot. Like, I'll be real with you guys, right? If Xbox did introduce, when Xbox introduces Steam, Epic, and whatnot onto the Xbox as a brand is going, as a console, is going to diminish a little bit because it's no longer going to be like an Xbox console. It's going to be an Xbox that plays everything. And I don't think that's a bad thing. If you can afford, a fully spec'd out, decked out gaming rig, happy days for you. You'll play Xbox games the best way they're designed to. But if you can't, there'll be a console release in 2026 that's going to be for you. That will give you that console experience without all of that bullshit Windows. And you'll be getting all of those games with Game Pass day one. You'll also have access to a plethora of games through Steam and Epic day one. As an Xbox gamer, outside of the whole console warring, drama that goes on X that never seems to end, as an Xbox gamer, you will have more games to play, whether it's on Game Pass or just simply available for you to buy, than any other platform out there outside of PC. And I don't see how that's a bad thing. But people are painting this as a bad thing. And I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Alex likes the handheld Xbox. That is the thing. You know what? I want to show you something before we watch this video here. Before we watch this video here, let me show you something that I was telling you about. Let me just dig it up real quick. Because let me see. All right, this is the video that I was talking about. This is the one I was telling you about. I think this is really cool. And this is what Dark is saying that Xbox should be doing. And I fully agree with this, by the way. This is where I see Xbox going.
That's locked at 60. Hey, yo, Xbox, if this is not what you're doing, we don't even want it, bro.
Right, so this is basically the Lenovo G via HDMI plugged into a monitor, running Xbox games at 60 FPS, locked. And then once you're finished playing here, if you want to move away from your monitor, you unplug this and continue on your controller, on your handheld device. I think this is where Xbox should be going.
Oh, that's fire. Damn, that looks nice.
I think this is where they should be going.
Turn the camera around.
What do you think? I mean, to me, this is like where this is how they're gonna break into Japan. By having a handheld device that can run native Xbox games and native PC games, this is the way for Microsoft to push in Japan, because they don't sit in front of their TVs much anymore.
I mean, we got nothing to lose. Go ahead, try it. Just unplug it.
I mean, just check this out, right?
Let me see it. I can't see the screen. Oh, that's fire. Oh my god, that's fire. Oh, hey Xbox, if this is not what your next handheld is gonna be, don't even do it. We ain't trying to stream nothing. Oh, that was fire.
And it gets better, right? And this is one of the cool things about the Lenovo G.
Show me.
You can just disconnect the controllers.
No. It says controller disconnected. What are you gonna do? I'll connect. Let me see.
So you've got your Switch-like console there now, and you can continue playing.
Xbox, if this is not what you're doing, we don't want it. Yo, we could get rid of both those things, especially that one. That one's trash.
That is amazing.
You have to lay it down. Oh my god.
And I think this is so damn cool. I was actually looking at the Lenovo G personally, but unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to be getting good reviews. I mean, clearly these are getting way more reviews, but what can I say? Let's check this video out before I call it a night. Brick, that is local. This is local. This is native installed on the device, running, 60 FPS.
Gonna be off-road car.
They still have decent traction.
Oh, that's fire. Damn, that looks nice.
That is native 60 FPS on the device being projected onto your screen. You can see he's not over scanning or you playing it at a higher frame rate because you've got the black borders around. You just need to up the resolution to get it full screen. But this is still amazing for what it is.
Damn, that's crazy.
The Reg LIX will be good, and I really want to get one. But at 800 quid, I can't justify it. 800 quid, I can't justify it. I just can't. Maybe I should start a GoFundMe or something. I can't justify it at 800 quid. Half the price I could justify it. Maybe a little more. But 800, I can't do it. But let's check this video out. And that's the beauty of it, right, Woodpit? You'd never have that problem of not being able to run it at 60 FPS ever again. So this is First Defendant is trash, basically.
Yo, what is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to another video on the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from. So today, guys, I've got to talk about the First Descendant yet again. I did a video yesterday where a lot of people was kind of just getting very, very kind of, I don't know what the best way of putting it is, butthurt. Like, it's butthurt fanboys who are defending a video game like I'm having a stab at, like, a family member or something like that, where it's like I'm saying something bad about them and they're kind of defending them. Like, they're dying on a hill for basically, like, a video game company who is going to make, millions of pounds on their video game. It's just kind of fucking weird, guys, that people kind of take this hill, stand on it, defend it. It's just insane, guys.
Clearly, he's never, ever, 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 ever been to a gacha fandom channel. Because if he thinks people are defending the First Descendant and dying on a hill, my God, he has seen nothing. He's seen nothing. Because, yeah.
It kind of got to that much of a cringe point, guys, that I actually had people in the comment section trying to tell a well-educated person such as myself the difference between a percentage and a fucking frequency. Like, the drop rates in this game, I get, are as percentages, but there's no real fucking difference when it comes to a video game between me saying that it's a 20% chance or a 1 in 5 fucking drop. It's just complete fucking... It's just ridiculous, guys. The game's, like... The thing is, I've been, like, singing this game's praises, doing the game, like, going through the, campaign, as you want to call it, killing all the colossi as you're going through. Absolutely fantastic experience, getting the drops, leveling your weapons up, getting different ultimate weapons, playing different Descendants, the gameplay loop was absolutely fantastic, guys. I had no issue whatsoever. But
So
once
what's
you've done
the
the
issue?
campaign, guys, that's it. You know, the only thing you're doing is, okay, I'm going to, level up all my other Descendants. I've killed everything on hard mode. Yeah, what's there really to do? I know, I'm going to grind this weapon. What's going to take 8...
So what did he want? If you've done all the content until the next update, what do you want to do? I mean, in Destiny, all you're doing is strikes in Gambit.
80 hours of my time. I kind of get people want to do that. But the thing is, you've got to grind one material to then use that material, what you've grinded, to actually get the opportunity to grind a different material. It's not that you're just directly grinding for one thing. You're actually... Precursor is that you've got to grind for this material to then have enough of that material, what you've already grinded for, to then grind for another material. And the percentage drop rates are just ridiculous, like 3 or 6% if you shape it. And then, on top of that, which is the biggest problem of them all, guys, is that some of the missions you have to do, you have to wait in between missions. So, okay, I'll do it once. Okay, I've got to wait another 5 minutes for this outpost to reset or whatever.
Is it? Oh, this seems like a just whining for the sake of whining. Moving on to another video. Guys chatting fucking shit. Literally full of shit. Jesus Christ. Guy is literally full of shit. This one might be cool. That one was literally full of shit.
So I've seen this tweet going around from user PainkillerQ8, asking the question, which one of these 4 games looks the best? Then I saw a reply from Night Sky saying, respectfully, this is why AAA gaming is imploding on itself. And you know what? He's right. Also, to answer the question, Horizon Forbidden West. These past few weeks have come out with videos talking about Nintendo and their place in the gaming industry today, and why they're generally doing better than PlayStation and Xbox currently. The Switch is the best-selling console this generation and the 3rd best-selling console of all time, despite being not nearly as powerful as this generally doing better than PlayStation and Xbox currently. The Switch is the best-selling console this generation and the 3rd best.
So this is what the Switch is trying to overtake. Now, it's actually higher than this. I think it's at 154 million now. So I'm guessing this video is a little old. But I think it's at 154 million. It might even be at 155 million now. But it is very close to dethroning the PS5. The PS2, sorry. And that is what, in my opinion, caused the delay for the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo want that pole position. They want it.
Best-selling console of all time, despite being not nearly as powerful as the PS5 and Series X. And this also tied back to a 20-year-old interview with the former president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, in which he talked about how game development just gets harder when you're dealing with more powerful machines, which really aged well, because as we can see now with the PS5 and Series X, there's a lot wrong here. Things aren't great. Starting with the PlayStation 5, it's honestly doing well sales-wise, but still half of the PS4 user base has not upgraded to the PlayStation 5, and that can largely be attributed to the lack of exclusives. Most of the major PlayStation franchises like Horizon and God of War also released on the PlayStation 4, so there was even less of a reason to upgrade to PlayStation 5 unless you really care about better graphics. And even then,
and that's been one of the key things this generation that's been really weird, right? The reluctance to support the previous gen, not the reluctance, well, it is, I guess it is a reluctance, to support the previous gen meant that the previous gen just didn't need to upgrade. And the odd few game that just doesn't get ported to the previous gen, well, who cares? EA is still releasing their games on the previous gen. Ubisoft is still releasing their games on the previous gen. Everyone is still releasing their games on the PS4 and Xbox One. So what need is there to upgrade?
rate that these exclusives are coming out is not nearly as fast as it used to be in previous
Gamer, we just covered
generations.
that.
Sony even confirmed that there won't be a major PlayStation franchise released in this fiscal year, which just goes to show that they need to put more respect on Astrobot's name. And Xbox is also facing very similar issues, but also worse ones when they just shut down a few of their studios that they bought only a few years back.
People need to get over this fucking studio closures. Jesus Christ, it's like they want to fucking get Virgin Mary or something.
Still
God.
salty about Tango Gameworks because they had just come out with the highly successful Hi-Fi Rush, and that
it was not successful. No one fucking bought it. No one cares. It didn't sell on PlayStation, it didn't sell on PC, and it fucking didn't sell on Xbox. No one bought it. If it was successful, it would have sold millions. It released on every fucking platform. No one bought it. I'm getting really tired of this Tango Gameworks addiction.
That's also the antithesis of the games that we're going to be talking about today. The games that just chase realism to the point where they take so long to make and they are ungodly expensive. Just thinking about this also makes me look back at previous generations and how, quite frankly, we were spoiled. For example, let's look at Naughty Dog's output on the PlayStation 3. We got Uncharted, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, even The Last of Us. 4 games on one console. And then there's Xbox 360 with Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. 4 games in one.
And this is what I was saying, right, previously, that the cadence of releases from the previous generations to what we have now is the biggest problem. Games just take too long to release, and gaming as a whole is being left to a standstill. You'll get a burst of games coming out, and then you've got like a 10-year window for the next games to appear. And it's just boring. And the way gaming is developing as an overall, as a generation, is just slowing down to a cripple, and it needs to get back to what we had here. You know, when we had 4 games coming out by one studio on PlayStation, when we had 4 Gears games coming out, even if they can't get 4 per generation, maybe 2 and a side game, is still a good thing. But 1 game every 10 years is not it.
Series on one console. Meanwhile, on PlayStation 4, their output, barring any remasters, was Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us Part 2. And with Xbox, it was Gears 4 and Gears 5. Even still, I'd consider that game output a miracle on this console generation. Now I feel like we're lucky if we even get 1 game per franchise per generation.
I agree.
Game development has just taken so long these days, and that has to do with a number of factors, but I think a major reason for this problem is the chasing of graphical fidelity. If you don't believe me, just listen to Xbox Studios chief Matt Booty. He said last year that both game players and the industry in general need to realize that most big games now have development cycles that take 4 to 6 years.
And that is literally a console generation, right? That is a full console generation at 6 years. That's crazy.
He specifically cited higher expectations for being one of those reasons, as well as the level of fidelity that they're able to deliver. And to that, I just have to play this clip from the illustrious Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
And that's a great point. Just because you can deliver the most realistic graphics possible or whatever, doesn't mean you actually should. I feel like at this point, there has to be compromises made. I used to think that more powerful consoles helped make game development easier, not the other way around. Even God of War director
Woodpit, I agree. Alan Wake 2 was also critically acclaimed, but was a financial failure, like the game bought it but haven't finished it yet. Sanchez, the reason why Alan Wake 2 was a financial failure is because it didn't release on Steam, and PC users are allergic to anything that is not Steam. They just will not go to it or migrate to it or pay for it or buy it. It has to be on Steam. If it's not on Steam, the game will die. It really is that simple. PC gamers are fickle like that. They won't do anything that's not on Steam. And sorry if that offends anyone, but the truth hurts. Why I'm liking anime style more and more? Well, that's the good thing about anime style games, right? Because there's not much they need to do for that. They can still look absolutely freaking amazing, and they can push them out in a much quicker cadence.
Cory Barlog said that with more powerful machines comes more work for them, and that just makes me wonder, why do we even create new consoles if the work of game developers just gets harder and harder? And now we're apparently in the latter half of these consoles' life cycles. I feel like they just started. Xbox already said they're working hard on their next console, and I'm just like, stop. Just stop. I don't know why they keep giving these developers more and more power to work with when it's clearly making their jobs harder. Also, we can see 20 more pieces of stubble on some man's face. It all comes down to diminishing returns. We're getting to a point where graphical leaps just aren't impressive anymore. It was very impressive back in the days of 2D to 3D, and the first 3 generations of 3D gaming consoles had impressive leaps between as well. But once we started getting to the PS4 and Xbox One era, that's where things started to be less astonishing. Despite all the work put into these new generation games, they honestly barely look better than the last generation.
I mean, does it really look that much better from PS4 to PS5? Does it? I mean, I guess the fur may be a little bit more defined, but I don't even think even that.
There are some exceptions, like with Hellblade 2, which is just a gorgeous game that I couldn't see running on a previous gen console, but it came out 7 years after the first game. So if it takes that long to make games as beautiful but simplistic as this, then I don't want them anymore. Take them back. And you might want to tell me that long game development times is just a reality we have to face and we should be grateful that we even have games anyway. Let me tell you why long game development times are a problem. When you spend close to 10 years on one game, that's 10 years your company is not making a whole lot of money. Instead, you're spending it all on just one project. I think a lot about Rocksteady and how long it took them to make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and that's not working out so well for them. And when games take upwards of a decade to make and cost over hundreds of millions of dollars to create, do you really think publishers want to take creative risks from that? No, they're going to play things safe. You're going to see a lot of the same types of games for years to come because of the state of AAA game development. Studios don't want to spend millions of dollars in at least 5 years on something that's
set, but it was on PlayStation and Xbox. I bought it on Epic. Yeah, but it was digital only, so you had a whole faction of people not buying it because it was digital only, and they said they'll only buy it if it's physical. So it got hit by no physical, and it got hit by the fact that it wasn't on Steam. It had a nightmare launch, it had a mountain to climb.
Not a guaranteed hit, which thank God for the indie scene. There's a lot of great indie games that you should support. I just played Animal Well, it's fantastic. But back to my original point, AAA gaming is in dire straits because of their focus on graphical fidelity. Now that isn't to say these aren't great games on their own. A lot of them play really well. I liked God of War Ragnarok a lot because it just played so well. But if games like this played the exact same way and didn't look as good, I don't think many people would notice in this day and age. Like, I don't think they can look bad per se, but you can make a game look good enough and most people really won't care. This is where art direction comes in, and that is 100% stronger than mere graphical fidelity. I don't care if I can't see all the strands of hair. I don't care if I see all the pores in someone's face. I don't care if you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Except
I absolutely do care if you hit that subscribe and notification bell, so make sure you hit that right now.
I do. Please hit those buttons. If the game has great art direction, that's really all that matters. And you know what? I used to be on team graphical fidelity. I hated it when people criticized realistic games because I think that is still a valid art style, and I still somewhat agree to that. I think it's okay to get realistic games every once in a while. I just don't think every studio needs to chase the realism of a game like Red Dead Redemption 2. And like I've said in previous videos, Nintendo has figured this out. Their games don't always look that realistic, but they still look great thanks to strong art direction. And they come out with a lot more exclusive games than the competition, that's for sure, because they don't spend nearly as much time on the graphical fidelity as they do the overall gameplay.
That's the thing, right? Nintendo keeps churning out game after game after game after game, because it's just easier to make. It's easier to churn out. It's just the development cost is way lower because they're not pushing for that high fidelity. I mean, just look at that screen right now. What looks great about that? But the game is phenomenal, right?
There was Tears of the Kingdom that took like 6 years to make because the systems in that game, whew, talk about complex. But you know the non-Nintendo company that was so close to getting this philosophy? Xbox with Hi-Fi Rush. For years, Xbox has been criticized for their lack of quality exclusives. A lot of their games were getting decent reviews, but there was nothing that really shattered the earth. And then one day they just shadow dropped this rhythm-based combat game that wound up winning the hearts of gamers and critics alike, getting nominated for and winning multiple awards, and it looks like this. Not an ounce of realism in this game. Not an ounce. It is purely a 3D cartoon. Xbox was pleased with this game's performance, and how do they reward the developers at Tango Gameworks? By shutting them down. Absolute insanity, and I just cannot wrap my head around why they would shut down Tango Gameworks after creating one of their biggest hits in almost a decade. But I guess they gotta make back the money of that Activision Blizzard acquisition somehow.
Nope, because they've made that money back already. Another clueless idiot.
But Hi-Fi Rush is a perfect example of what I think game studios need to understand. They're focused on the wrong thing here. Not to say they completely disregard gameplay, because like I said, some of these realistic games are quite fun still, but the thing is, a game with strong art direction and strong gameplay will always stand out more than something with uber realistic graphics. It goes back to Hellblade 2. That game, visual stunner. Loved looking at it the whole time I played. But man, those gameplay elements made it kind of forgettable. Now, I'm sure graphical fidelity is not the only reason why these games take so long and are so expensive to make. Sometimes the management of these game development teams are poor, so as a result they just take longer to make. But then there's also those gigantic open worlds filled with way too much stuff to do, to the point where someone like me is not going to finish it because they have far too many other responsibilities to take care of. I feel like once developers and publishers realize that they don't have to chase these insane graphics in order to make good games, then we'll start to see shorter development times, lower development budgets, and overall world peace. I'll tell you what, man, that's part of the reason why I'm picking up Astro Bot day one. It's because that game doesn't really focus too much on graphics, but the overall gameplay experience. And if we got more games like that in the AAA gaming space, then I will be a very happy camper. But that's all I got for you on this topic today. In the meantime, support the games you want to see more of.
I agree with him. I've said that before, that I agree with him, even though I am getting really tired now and I'm starting to doze off. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Games take too long to release. It's that simple. There's no two ways about it. There's no really dilly-dallying about it. And the longer these games get, the more gaming is going to die. It really is that simple. One game a generation is not enough. Games need to come out sooner. Hi-Fi Rush hit all marks Xbox wanted, but it didn't sell well and people didn't play it. I don't even think it hit all marks. I think they just said that. I mean, in my opinion, one of the key criterias for Xbox is Game Pass. Did it move the needle? Did it sell Game Pass? It didn't. Did it sell financially? It didn't. Did it have a lot of players? It did at the start, but no one played it. You can see that through the achievements anyway. How many people got to like stage 3? Not many. Did it bring in any microtransaction money? No, it didn't. So what metric did it actually hit? I think that was all just PR fluff. Actually, the industry needs less AAA games, needs more AA games. Games like Zone of the Enders. That was AA. That was cool. He's not saying going back to the PS2 graphics. But even if we got like 2 games a generation, that would still be acceptable. Right now, we're not guaranteed 1 game a generation, right? Gears 5 came out on the Xbox One. We're not going to see Gears 6 before the next generation console, more than likely anyway. It's probably going to be a next generation release. So for the whole of the Series X's generation, we're going to get no Gears. It just feels silly. Games take too long to develop, and they need to scale it back. Even if it means to just remove the padding and let the game be 15 hours long instead of 500. You know, if the bulk of the game is 15 hours long, make it 20 hours and be happy with it. You don't need to make a game that's like 75 hours or 100 hours just for the sake of it. I don't know. That's my thoughts anyway. But chat, that is going to be it for me for today. I am extremely tired. I'm going to go get some rest. But I hope you've enjoyed the stream today. I wanted to try out Dungeons of Hinterberg. I'm probably going to give that a try tomorrow and do a little impressions video. But do let me know if do you guys want me to stream that over at Twitch either tomorrow or Saturday? Anyone interested in that? Dungeons of Hinterberg? So I can give like my actual reactions on stream rather than me trying to fish some time to try and play it tomorrow. Yay? Nay? I mean, it's supposed to cool down on Saturday, so at least here in the UK. Tomorrow's supposed to be hotter than it was today, but Saturday is supposed to be a lot cooler. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I might finish what is it? 16 finally. Who knows? But that's it, folks. Have a good one and remain legend. Have a good night.